We're going to start over here, select a citation type. We're going to come down to newspaper, and we're going to create a citation. Now while it's thinking about that, I want you to take a look at my tabs and see that I have my eLibrary results open, and I also have my EBSCOhost results open. I always have my research open on different tabs so that I can easily access the information that I need to create that citation. So back over here, I'm going to continue past this page, and it's going to pop me right into creating that citation. So the first thing I need to take a look at is these tabs right here. Did I hold that entire newspaper in my hand? Could I read it cover to cover? Could I read lots of different articles? Well, the answer would be no, because I'm getting this article from one of the databases. So it didn't come from a free website, it came from a database. So what database is it coming from? Well, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to look at eLibrary, and you can see right here that I've already pulled all of my newspaper results to the top by clicking on newspapers. That icon matches these icons. Okay, I could have done that with magazines, but right now we're doing newspapers. Over here on EBSCOhost, I did pretty much the same thing by choosing the news right here, and it brought these newspaper sources to the top. And I want you to remember, as you're looking at these newspaper sources, especially in EBSCOhost, that EBSCOhost is not a database. You are never going to cite EBSCOhost as the database, okay? So the database for this article was Moss Ultra. I come down here and there's another one from Academic Search Elite. So when you are in EBSCOhost, make sure that you take a look at the database that it came from so that you are citing it correctly. Today I'm going to cite one of these from eLibrary because I want to show you something, okay? I'm going to go ahead and open that up and let it come up. And let's go back over here to Noodle Tools. Okay, so we've said that it's coming from a database. I need to tell it, I'm going to choose my library's databases and come on down to eLibrary. We don't need an accession number. It defaults to today's date, which is correct. It asks for a URL, but we're not going to give it that because it's a database and we're not going to use a URL for a database. And then it asks for a DOI, and that's another thing that we're just going to skip. So we're going to just do two things up here, and then we're going to move on down. The next thing it asks for is the article's author. So let's come over here to our article and take a look at it. Now I can go right here, citation view, and I can look at it. And what I'm looking at is this right here because I want to use the MLA. And it says Andrew Carlisle, PA. What the heck does that mean? That doesn't look quite right to me, so I'm going to come back up to the top and take a look there. Not really sure. Oh, okay, it says Carlisle, Pennsylvania right there, but that isn't the author. That's really strange. Andrew Carr is the author. So when you're looking at Noodle Tools and up here at the top it says copy and paste a citation, you know, sometimes those citations are incorrect, as you can see right here in the Noodle Tools one that it gave me right down here. That is not right. The author's name should be first. So I'm gonna skip that whole citation at the end because it's wrong. I'm going to copy that author's name and I'm going to paste it in here. Oops, that is not the author's name, is it? I did not do a good job of copying that. Okay, copy and paste, and I need to take his last name over to there. Oh, that didn't work either. Well, it's okay, whatever. All right. Okay, the article title. Back over here. Here's the article title. And I'm going to go ahead and put that in here. Uh-oh, I have this little exclamation point in the yellow triangle. What is it telling me? It should be capitalized ends. And what else does it say? PM. Well, that's my choice. I suppose I could put PM in capitals, but I'm not going to. English translation, well, this was written in English, so we don't need to worry about that. Section, sometimes there's a section, sometimes not. Let's take a look and see. Not really a section here. It came from the Sentinel in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. I'm going to copy that information because I know I'm going to need it. Name of the newspaper right here. I'm going to paste it in there. Now again, I'm getting this and it says get rid of A. Okay, so I need to get rid of Sentinel, and then just leave it as Sentinel. The only reason I'm going to leave Carlisle, Pennsylvania in there is because I may not know, there's lots of newspapers called the Sentinel in other parts of the country, so we're just going to leave that so people would know where it came from, although, truth be known, I'm going to actually take that out of there and put it underneath where it really belongs, which is Carlisle, Pennsylvania. City of publication. When was it published? March 6th, 2013. So I'm going to come down here, March 6th, 2013. Next thing it asks me is the edition. Sometimes there's a sunrise, a sunset, special, but there wasn't that kind of an edition with that. So I know I'm seeing right here McClatchy Tribune Business News. I would guess that's probably somebody that picked it up after this was published in the Sentinel, so I'm not going to include that in my citation. And I'm going to go ahead and say submit. And let's take a look at how that looks. Okay, you can see it's highlighted. So yeah, see, I have my author's name here, and if I'd gone with their citation here at the bottom, the author's name isn't even there, so that's kind of goofy. Yeah, that's what it looks like. There you go, newspaper citation.